close there, so that makes sense. I'm going to assume that the empty bottle is because we're going to be needing a lot of magic. Let's go with Canis of Mario.
All right, all right.
Usually it's the blue cane for me, but today I feel like it's going to be a red one.
And off we go.
To find the windfish. Alright, so let's see what our first item is here. Big 20.
Always good to find some money a little early. Now, in this version of the randomizer, like we said, the uncle doesn't necessarily give a sword. It can be one of many weapons that will allow you to finish the escape.
Yes.
It's one of the big changes in this version of the logic.
Yes, and you can also make it so that you can do the vice versa, which open mode guarantees Uncle to have a sword. And hey, it's a fire rod start!
Hey.
I wasn't too far off base with that.
No, red and uses magic.
And another big 20. So the good thing...
all through the start here.
Yeah. So the good thing with this is that they'll have a way to easily get through this. This will be a jet escape. The bad thing is the fire rod's not exactly the best weapon to grind bombs with.
There is give and take there.
Yeah. So they're going to be hoping that the green guard that they have to kill will drop a bomb. If not, they might have to do a little bit of grinding or hope for something a little bit more conventional. Oh, there's a bomb.
A 4-pack at that.
Alright, so fylion is good. And that is in the dagger guard pool, not the ones that get aggressive against you. But there's 3 bombs anyway.
The point is mute.
Yeah.
The fire rod will kill anything in one hit. It just takes a second for the burning animation. But with the standard magic allotment, you only get 8 shots. So you have to be somewhat conservative.
Yeah, back when quarter magic, this thing was overpowered as all get out. You could have, what was it, 32 shots?
Yeah, something like that. Just ridiculous.
And yet another big 20 here in Escape. This is just money. Wow. Wow, I'm speechless here.
I mean, they're going to have money for the bottle vendor for sure, almost at this point. Guaranteed. Just need 5
actually,
more.
yeah. Actually, yeah. No,
I guess with the well, they have plenty of money.
Yeah, they have like 50 rubies there that they can pick up from all the pots. So yeah, they'll have plenty of money for the bottle vendor.
Money and bombs, that's what you want to see early on. And now with Zelda in tow, just a quick little jaunt back towards the sewers.
Yep. And maybe we should mention quickly what the sprites we're dealing with here. On Balion's side, we have Dark Link, and Truzzl is, I think, using a penguin who may or may not be named Pete.
I believe you are correct. That does look like Petey. No vanilla Link sprites here. Not in this race. Just the dark version of the one.
Yes. And because the sprites are purely cosmetic, the runners are allowed to use whichever one they like the most.
I think there are 80-something that you can choose from now.
There's a ton. There's just a literal ton.
Now, with both runners having bombs, it doesn't really matter. But when you push this open, it will stay open, and they get a free light cone because it's standard mode. That free light cone will stay there. So if you miss the items, you can always go back.
Yes. Although there is no way of missing this next item, it has to be the small key because we do not have that yet.
Yes, so you can't lock yourself out. So definitely going to find the key here in the crossroom.
And there's one more key they need to get. Truzzl needs to be careful. He only has 1, maybe 2 shots left of that fire rod, and if he misses, he's gonna have to save and quit to get his little bit of magic back, and that's gonna cost him a bit.
Yeah, fylion went and grabbed a couple of more small magic refills, but no issues for Truzzl.
Yeah.
Gets the key rat right away.
Now, something I also liked. Oh, throwing one of his bombs in the wrong direction there. But yeah, something I personally like doing. Power glove. Jeez, can I get my sentence out? Something I like doing with the fire rod is trying to line up 2-for-1s. Just try to get them caught in the damage box of 1 cast, so that I kill 2 enemies at once. It can be really helpful just to stay magic at that point, just trying to go for them. If it is...
That's reasonable.
Yeah, it might be a bit slower, though. Because you have to wait to line up the shot.
Oh, and the hammer. Power gloves and hammer. We're just a moon pearl away from Dark World at 6 minutes in.
Well, we can pretty much safely say rip Aga. There's only like 1 possible instance in which we have Aga required now. And that is Moon Pearl on Pyramid. And 4 at Eastern, 7 at Desert, and the green pendants up in Tower Hera. So, in other words, 2 crystals and green at Hera.
It's an interesting split of things for the light world.
Yeah. Truzzl there choosing not to check Aghanim.
No, without the boots, I've seen lots of players not check.
Oh my goodness, look at that bush crab.
Hey, red rupees all around.
And another one there for Truz. Now, is Aghanim require the seed? No, definitely not.
Nope.
So Aghanim is only going to be required if it's a Moon Pearl on Pyramid situation. Which I don't think we've seen yet in this tournament, have we?
I honestly haven't seen it, but I'm not going to say it hasn't happened. There have been so many matches.
Alright, coming up on Mushroom here. More bombs. Chooses to leave them there in case he needs more later. Pretty wise play. He's already... Feeling's nearly full anyway. And there's the other green rupee. Samaria.
Hey, that's what you wanted to see early. There it is.
Piece of art and 300. No need to grind. And bombs from the poultry as well.
Very generous in the early goings here for both players.
And a bomb booster just to add to it. Okay, now I'm getting kind of worried about this seed. Just a little bit. We are basically an glove upgrade away and a medallion pending to just straight up say, hey, let's dip Turtle Rock. There's our Moon Pearl. We already have Dark World access within the first 9 minutes of the seed. This is insane.
This is amazing.
And Aga's just straight up dead.
Well, some more money there in the well, but the big find there, the Moon Pearl. Kane in Blind's house. You know, we're halfway to Turtle Rock already, and if it's Ether, you know, who knows?
Ether is by far my favorite medallion to use. It freezes stuff, but if you use it against certain enemies, it actually kills them. One of which happens to be the very annoying Gyptos. Just use the ice rod, just freezes them, but the ether kills them. It also works on the Stalfos too, which helps at Gauntlet at times if you want to do the menuing.
So, looking at this, with this kind of gear, what do you do right out of Kakariko? Do you go Dark World somewhere right off the bat, or Or do you keep up with the South Shore? Like, I literally am not sure what the next play should be.
Well, let's assume. Let's have the runners assume that they didn't go to Kakariko first to get that Moon Pearl. There could be other important items still in the Light World that they can reach without any other progression items.
Most definitely.
So
showing off Christos' hut.
So basically, if I were them, I would check all those other locations first and then follow the progression.
That's fair. It's good to have a pretty standard opening that you stick with, I think.
I believe the term is do your sphere 1 checks.
Yeah, yes. So just 10 arrows inside the dam. Let's see what's hiding soggily outside.
It's another red rupee, and Truzzl will pick it up.
Yeah, still not at 500 for Zora money. Might as well. You need, what, 700 rupees or so to finish the game? At least in check everywhere?
Yeah, you need a fair amount of rupees. Oh, mini Molder Cave. It's gonna be kind of a thing. We'll have to do bomb strats here. Can use the hammer if needed, but with how spastic the Moldorms are, not a good idea, but gets through. So what are our 5 items here? We have just some ammo, bomb booster, much needed heart container, more money, and another piece of heart.
So no progression, but some good safety things. Fylion going straight over towards the desert. Gonna check Agana's cave immediately, it looks like.
Makes sense. Now, Truzzl has to be careful here. Those crabs, they hurt a lot. Just one touch and... Oh, back to start he goes. Desert Ledge today is only a piece of heart. And we're not wasting any time. Truzzl is going to fake flip her. Not even going to check Ice Rock Cave.
Ice Rock Cave being kind of out of the way there. I can understand why just doing the fake flipper, especially already with Dark World access.
Yeah, he can always check him when he gets the flute. And that is our 3rd horde out of, I think, 5 in the entire game. This
game just wants everybody to have money and be able to complete it.
Well, there's a heart container for Truzzl via part pieces.
I think both players will be happy to have a little more health early on, especially going in with Dark World access this early. Everything in the Dark World hits like a truck. You talk about those crabs. They're just the exception in the Light World. They're kind of the rule of damage in the Dark World.
I think there are some other things in the Light World that do 2 hearts of damage, but those are the prime ones that do it. I don't exactly remember which ones though. Which enemies have that other the 2 heart damage? Shield and 20 rupees at Waterfall Cave. I think it might actually be Tektites now that I think about it.
I think you're correct.
But they don't spawn until after you do Dark World anyway, unless you skip over to the east side.
Just a heart container on the Zora Ledge. Nothing anyone will want to go back for.
It's not even that, it's just a piece. And doing a trick we call water walking here, going over to Zora and just gonna pay him the 500 rupees. Zora taking just a digit off there.
Bad investment from the scam fish. Oh,
Ooh.
Fylion taking a hit from one of those crabs.
Yeah. Thankfully, he does have to help the tank it, but guys, be careful!
Sneaks into the ice rod cave. Crab's hot on his heels.
Just another 50 rupees. I think there's 7 of those in the pool. I can't remember.
I'm not sure how many there are off the top of my head. All right, now we're getting some divergence. Looks like Phylion's going to head to the Dark World and go to Hype Cave, while Truzzl is going to go into Village of Outcasts in the Skull Woods area.
Pendant check. We have Pendant Swamp and Pendant Turtle Rock, and I saw Thieves Town and stuff 5-6. And I think Pod is the other one.
I didn't see the 5-6. I was so distracted by Turtle Rock being a pendant. With all the gear we have for it already, you know, that's just scary thoughts.
Well, maybe we'll see a double check here from Truzzl. Yeah, 5-6 are Thieves Town and Pod, and we have Blue Mail at the Hype Cave, and the shovel as well. Everything else not really noteworthy.
So some more defense and possibly something fun to go check on with the shovel. Meanwhile, the chest game here on the left-hand side. Another red rupee.
Yeah. So, do you do swordless Thieves Town?
Oh man, with 6 hearts, that would be a scary thought for me.
Yeah, same with me. 6 hearts, green mail, and no safeties. That's too big a risk. I'd at least try it with a bottle. Because there is actually a generic shop in Village of Alchemist. There's the Titan's Mitt.
That is another huge find at this early on.
But yeah, I would absolutely do it with a bottle in tow because there is actually a potion shop or just a generic shop in town that has a red potion. It's hammerlock though, so can't really use it get it all the time.
Just like a red rupee there for Fylion at the digging game, so bust there.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're gonna see the second chest here. It is the big key, and we already have the small key as well from Thieves Town. So no items yet.
And with the hammer, you can clear everything, and at least tribe line. Might as well. What's the worst thing? You take a death and have to come back later. Like, it's not the worst penalty in the world to go ahead and clear out all the items that you can.
Well, there is such a thing as a script.
Hey.
Did blind fight? Hi there, flute. But yeah, there is this thing, such a thing as scripted blind fight. If you die, that means you're going to be completely off script, and it's going to be, well, pretty much chaos for anyone with for a lot of instincts. But I think the scripted fight requires a sword in order to...
Yeah, you have to get some first frame input hits.
And
But
even
hey,
then...
we have a sword, or we have a sword. We have a shovel on one side and a flute on the other that neither one we can really use yet because we have to save and quit back to the light world. Fylion coming here into Village of Outcasts after clearing out the South Dark World little area. Will not be far from the Titan's Mitts.
Yeah, and Fylion could have actually routed the shovel in on their way to Village of Outcasts by starting at Link's house. But
it just takes so long.
Yeah, but it could have had something important.
It definitely can.
But it's probably fast. But what he's probably trying to do is save for the Smith loop, which is absolutely fine. Just the map at the attic of Thieves Town. And we see both runners in the same dungeon.
Truzzle's gonna have to be careful in this hallway. Oh! And just as I say something, those grasshoppers, they hit like trucks.
Yeah, it doesn't help that they have the rat AI either.
So an unfortunate death there, but we'll not have to go all the way back to the attic to rebomb the hole. It should stay bombed, and so that'll save a little bit of time in the going back.
Yeah, we'll have to go back to that stairwell though, just to hit the crystal switch in the room it's in. And now with Fylion with the flute as well, this will be kind of interesting.
We're still really a mirror or a hook shot away from really unlocking Death Mountain fully. I wouldn't be surprised to see one or both of these runners waiting until after they have access to the east side to even go up that way.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm actually hoping that they don't find those items just yet.
Kind of limits the scope of where they can go.
Well, not only that, but if you find a sword and Turtle Rock happens to be ether, you might want to think about dipping in. You might not find anything.
Oh, and Fylion taking a death also from the grasshoppers. Those things are ruthless.
Yeah, and there's another item in the big chest. Now, I did not check to see where our compass was, so... Blind may have it, or Blind may have our last item. Blind will have the compass. Thank you, chat, for pointing that out.
Now
All right.
Fylion making the trek back while Truzzle goes into the swordless blind fight.
So far, so good. Oof. Now has to be careful. I think one of those blind lasers will be death. Oh! Got
Oh,
sniped.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate as well. Got sniped.
And deciding, nah, I'll come back later.
That's probably the best, because at this point the fight's going to be pretty hectic to do.
Especially with just a hammer and maybe a cane.
Yeah, green or blue cane would be just perfect, because that is honestly the best way to kill blind. At least
Definitely
mine.
the easiest way.
Yeah, just turn it on and hug him to death.
Now Truzzle gonna go dig up the 20 rupees. And some other 20 rupees.
Yeah, we'll see how Fylion does here. Does have the blue mail.
Yeah, Fylion with the blue mail will be able to just take one heart from hitting blind or the lasers as opposed to two, so that will give him a little bit of protection. Still, the fireballs are still going to do one heart regardless.
Stumpy only giving us a big 20 as well. Ooh! That was not a good first phase for Fylion.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble there. but makes up for it in phase 2.
Oh, we're getting caught by some of the fireballs. Needs to be careful.
And he gets there with 1 heart.
I saw for a second there that he got caught. Very nicely done. That is first Truzzle on the board, 25 minutes in.
Very nice fight from fylion.
And Truz now with their blue mail. And we'll get the shovel in the back of the cave here.
Truzzle immediately saving and quitting. That already answers my question of, do you think he'll go up to the pyramid? Nope, not going to do it.
I
Immediately
mean,
going to check the shovel.
yeah, probably for the best. I wouldn't put it past any runner to try doing Hype Cave and then do Pyramid Pod just to see if it's bow locked. Probably
Or
don't want to
even
head.
go up to Catfish. It's so far out of the way. Catfish is so weird to route. No,
Yeah.
5 rupees from the shovel spot.
One of the ways I think I've seen Catfish being routed is after King's Tomb, if you're going from left to right on the north side of Dark World.
Ah, yes, I have seen that. fylion picking up the Smith and is going to take him home. Both players probably going to activate their flutes here about the same time also.
Yeah,
Maybe go see a Misery Mire area check and see what kind of medallion we need down there.
Something I've noticed is that Fylion did not do hammer pegs, but they have to go back that way anyway to activate the to grab the purple chest. So they're doing a little bit of the smart routing here, in which they're going to do hammer pegs when they go pick up the purple chest.
Yeah, and that would make sense. Truzzle heading up towards Skullwoods. Gonna dip in here, it looks like.
That's a shame we didn't have the mushroom.
Not yet. Fake powder is still to be determined.
Yeah, I'm just saying he was in the area.
Yeah, it would be very convenient.
There's another small key.
So just a map and a small key so far from Skullwoods. Nothing of great value.
Oh, bounced off the bumper. Sounds like.
And another small key.
And did not choose to go get the big key chest. That's interesting. I honestly failed to see the reason why you wouldn't just go out of your way to do that last item check.
That's a bit of a hike. I don't know. Gonna see the hammer pegs now, though.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, if you're in the area, you might as well give it a look.
fylion trying to blow himself up there, picking up pots too early.
And just some help from Mr. Hostler's area.
Just a heart and a half in the back of his house.
Yeah, nothing much here we need at this point.
So now Phylion's heading up to the mountain. Gonna go rescue the old man in the dark.
Meanwhile, Truz gonna take blind for the second time. So there's just a very, very minor amount of downtime here, but I just want to give a quick shout out to our tracker, Magic47, doing a pretty good job here. You're keeping those items up to date for you.
Oh, we're finally having a little issue with the dark room as Truzzle goes into blind round 2.
Yeah, it looks like Fylion missed getting the old man.
Oh, and Truzzle taking another death.
Yeah, this is not an easy fight at this point.
Not at all.
Choosing to save and quit. So I'm trying to think here where we're supposed to go next.
The progression could be here in Spectacle Rock. It could be maybe inside Eastern Palace in the beginning of it.
It could be in Misery Mire. I just realized we can check that area.
Yep, we could check the area. We can't get into Mire without a sword.
Oh,
or
old
a
man!
shot.
Old man has my favorite cane, the blue cane.
Truzzle gonna come up here and it looks like check the pyramid. Or nope, go to pod. Half magic on Spectacle Rock. That's not progression, but is nice to have.
Sword!
Oh hey, there's a sword. That could be the progression. Sword unlocks Mothula.
Sword unlocks Mothula. It also unlocks Mire, and Turtle Rock has dungeons.
Yes, we still can't get there without a hook shot or a mirror or boots in Mire's case. Can't get into Mire without hook shot or boots.
That is true.
But definitely Fylion, I'm sure, is happy to see the sword. 6-minute Dark World access or 12-minute, whatever it was, and then
9-minute.
30-minute sword. Like, happy times.
And it looks like it will be Mothula.
That does appear to be the play. Hey, and there's that mushroom.
Well, that wasn't a key, so pod is 100% bow locked.
Truzzle's just going to save and quit instead of walking back out towards the pyramid or wherever else.
Yeah, I think Truzzle was semi on autopilot there, thinking they would just do the potion trick. I don't know what the official name of that is.
I'm not sure either.
But yeah, without a potion to drink there, cannot sequence break the bow lock side and get the 2 chests over there.
And just a compass in the big key chest. So the items are both locked behind the fire rod and possibly the sword.
Yeah, someone's saying it's just called auto glitch. Hmm.
And as we have the flute on the left side, Fylion is going into the right side here, into the back of Skullets.
Alright, so we know both items are here, so should be fairly straightforward. Now we'll see if we get any of those double shots with the fire rod here on these Gibdos. Alternatively, Fylion can just use Ether and get rid of them all.
No, he's just gonna rain fire everywhere.
Oh, with that mushroom. Magic powder.
All right, let's see what we've got.
Sequence broken into the blue boomerang.
The not best boomerang.
Well, actually, it does serve a minor use.
Oh no, you can check the stun prizes. It makes your menuing a lot easier. Like I like having the boomerang. I just like having the red one better.
You can also do some pretty flashy stuff in there. And hello!
And with a nice clean hammer moth rewarded with the master sword.
Well, that's all the swords we need for the game.
I'm sure the runners would like to see more, but you're technically correct.
Oh my goodness!
Well,
We have boots.
the fake powder doesn't really work out, but turning in the mushroom surely does.
Yeah, that's boots.
So that will unlock a couple of locations immediately here for Truzzl.
Yeah, going straight to King's Tomb. Not paying out though.
And with fylion having found that heart container in the back part of Skullwoods, we'll not have to go back and check the big chest. It will have the big key. He's just going to save and quit.
And here we have Bonk Rocks.
Boots to flippers.
Yeah, to upgrade your boots so that you can swim with them as well as dash.
That puts Ice Palace in logic.
I know, that sounds like something out of Terraria. Alright, so
Talking to the lumberjacks there.
Alright, what is here in the Mire shed?
Hey, the red boomerang.
Arguably the better one, but it causes a bit more lag. And ether required for Mire entry, which we know is now on the table because of those boots.
Truzzl might go in right here as soon as he gets done with the shed. Fylion's probably just opening it up to save and quit out and save the time later. Or he's forgotten. He remembered now, though. Don't worry.
Yeah. And Truzzl is not going in. Oh, Truzzl doesn't have a sword!
Oh, duh, of course. Because the sword's so far out of the way up there on Death Mountain. Like,
Truzzl will be getting it, though, in a matter of moments.
the first sword is inside Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, the second sword we found thus far is on Mothula.
So you need the first sword to get to the second sword.
And either sword to just enter Misery Mire. Spike Cave check. Pretty interesting here. Let's see if it pays out for fylion.
Just a heart container.
But Truzzl now has the means to fight blind if they so choose.
Oh yeah, the blue cane definitely makes that fight super simple.
Yeah, just walk up and hug blind to death. My favorite strat in the entire game. for something that's arguably the most worthless item in the game as a result because of all the lag it causes.
And there's the first sword. And we're getting hover strats. Excellent. Excellent
Ooh.
work.
I did not realize I was becoming a hoverer. This will make things very, very, very interesting.
Getting the sword the easy way. No need to go out and jump down cliffs.
Well, the summit's the only way.
Well, now fylion, with Geeky in tow, is going to get the boots really quickly.
Yep. So now I phrase the. I think our progression is in Mire, but where do you think it is?
I think the play is Ice Palace.
You think it's Ice?
100%. I think the play is Ice Palace. Of course, Phylion's got to do a little work to get there.
I mean, I can see it, but given the fact we're missing the bow, the hook shot.
I mean, it could be in both places, realistically. There's so many things we still need.
And we may need the mirror. We actually might not need the mirror this seed. This might be a mirrorless one.
That's definitely true. Truzzl back to blind with the sword this time. Meanwhile, Fylion draining all the magic to get the fake powder in. And one more hit, and that's blind. Truzzl getting the revenge, and the compass, and the crystal.
Very nicely done.
Alright, now with the fake powder taken care of, Fylion turning in the mushroom. Gonna be very happy to see those go fast slippers.
Yeah, but now the...
He thought about fluting, then save and quit to the sanctuary.
Yeah, it makes sense. Check the bonk rocks, and which will be rewarded with the flippers.
Yes, indeed. Truzzle just going to find the compass here. Gets to get to head to the back of the place with all the good stuff. And there are those flippers for Fylion.
And Fylion, not wasting any time, is going to Ice Palace.
Fluting straight to 8.
I'm still personally on the fence for this. Oh no, doing the water checks first. Right, we forgot about this.
Yes, he didn't do any of this earlier. That was all just Truzzle, wasn't it?
But yeah, Ice Palace... I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that play. I'm be much more comfortable doing Ice Palace at this point if I was in Go mode. Well, I didn't need to worry about there being items that I can miss without because I don't have the hook shot.
That's a fair concern. Pretty sure that fylion knows the bomb jump for just that such occasion. Not 100% sure though.
Yeah. Looks like Fylion will be going to Zora, actually.
He's just teasing me with Ice Palace. Oh no, Truzzl.
Truzz's taking a death to the moth!
The hammer fight, not a particularly easy one.
Now I have to ask you, Clifford, how tilted do you think Truzz is? That is his third death in less than an hour to bosses that in any other good day would probably not be an issue.
I don't know. I know I would probably be at least a little upset at this point, but you know, you gotta keep the mental game strong, keep pushing on.
That's always a good mentality to have. Oh, someone putting in chat, finally actually has no magic to even consider Ice Palace at this point.
I suppose that's the thing. If you're gonna use all of your magic to fake powder, then you can't. Yeah, good call.
Doesn't even have a bottle to buy a green potion just to refill it for that purpose.
Well, that makes Mire the play then, everybody. Nope, almost bonked across and then fell.
Alright, this room here is kind of a pain.
Yeah, especially without sword beams, it can just be brutal.
Well, I sometimes use Case of Mario. These three whiz throws right here at the very top of the room. Very easy to get in a combo with.
Makes good work of the Mire too. Now Truzzle's back in at the moth fight. Looks like it's getting good damage. You can never really be sure with the spikes.
Alright, first chest coming up here from Misery Mire. It is the big key! Oh, that's tempting. Game is tempting them with what is known as the God Mire. Just go straight to the boss.
And that Mothula down for Truzzle. And gets the Master Sword. Nicely done.
Yeah. Small key in that spike room chest there for Fylion.
He's going straight to the back.
Yeah. First chest was big key. I don't see why not.
There's an item at Vitreous, then all he has to do is look for one more and then save and quit out. If there's two, then you gotta do a little more digging. You still have to do the dungeon anyway. Might as well.
Yeah. Although, this is going to be a fairly difficult Vitreous. What do you say?
Yeah, Master Sword Vidi is not the easiest, especially with only 3 bombs.
Yeah, 3 bombs, no arrows to shoot the bow. I mean, the best thing you have is your sword, but you're going to be taking quite a bit of damage to that slime.
And finally, it'll be through all the dark rooms here. Made nice work out of those.
Yeah, very nicely done. Truzzl. Where is Truth going to catfish in the pyramid?
That's a likely play.
I haven't seen those locations yet, so
They're kind of far out of the way to get to. And now we have a long, protracted viddy fight ahead.
yeah. Taking it safe here, doing fairly cautious spins.
Yeah, don't want to get too far into the goop or anything and take damage. That would not be good at this point. Oh, gets hit by the lightning.
Yeah, the lightning is 100% random, and I missed the pyramid check, but it's not any good. And oh no!
Fylion taking a death.
It's one of the more costly ones. Going back in though.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him checking for items now this time, instead of going straight back to the boss.
Yeah. I would be completely fine with doing that, because later when you find the mirror or the book, you can just do desert and then go back in a Mire and finish that off too while you're in the area.
That's if they find the mirror.
Well, that's the only other way that it's required right now, is if we don't find the Book of Medora.
And just $50 from the catfish. Truzzl doesn't even want that. Just saves and quit away. Oh, hey!
And there's the mirror!
Well, it might not be required, but, you know, there it is.
It's required unless the book was not in desert or behind desert. Because otherwise, that's the only way you can get to Desert Palace to fight the Lamillas, who are required this sea.
And a small key in the big chest. Probably really lonely in that big chest all by itself.
Another small key. So, I think this means Vitreous does have the item.
I think we still have one or two checks on the left side here first.
Yeah, but we found all the small keys, so the only thing we're missing are the 2 dungeon items as well as the missing randomized item. Compass, so it's either in cutscene or it's on Viddy. I got caught off guard there for a little bit. Did anyone hear Truzzl's music just be a little off key there?
No, it sounded fine to me, but I wasn't super paying attention. Oh, Truzzl taking the save and quit there in the desert. Realizing he has no bombs. That's unfortunate.
Good, so I was... Apparently the chat did also hear that distortion. And yeah, Vitreous has the item.
Fylion saying no thank you right now. I'm gonna go check out the desert and see what's going on over there.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Fylion to check the desert first for anything better. If we can find the bow and maybe the silver arrows, just by sheer luck in the 2 items available in desert, that would already be a much better way to deal with Vitreous.
Now Truzzl getting the blacksmith. Finally finding that big key there for Desert Palace.
Oof. I'm just looking now at I'm now looking at the possibility of pedestal here on the side. Lamp can't be there. That much is certain. Hookshot can't be a pedestal. But the most important thing that could be there is the bow. The bow can absolutely be a pedestal right now.
The bow is pretty much the only thing left outside of a medallion to get into Turtle Rock. Or I guess it can't even be Turtle Rock's a pendant. Don't mind me.
Yeah, it has to be the bow at this point.
Oh, Fylion getting caught.
And it seems we have lost Truzzl here, so hopefully nothing bad has happened, and we'll check back in when we can. In the meantime, let's keep focus here on Phalion as the sea is about to do the Lamola's fight here, going into the back of desert.
Yes, indeed. With the fire rod, we'll be able to get at least a couple of easy shots off before he runs out of magic. The tempered sword level spin attacks from the Master Sword do some extra damage to the Landmola's fight. It'll be a little easier than the vanilla fight.
All right, we now choose back. Has the purple chest. We'll see where he takes it.
Gonna buy some bombs before anything.
Yep. Doesn't look like we've missed anything important thus far. Although purple check, I think, is new information.
It will be, yes.
All right, so let's keep an eye on that as we see Phalion taking on the Lamolas.
And 20 rupees from the purple chest.
Ooh, Phalion needs to be a little careful, but gets the Lamolas down and rewarded with the final armor upgrade.
A little bit of defense, crystal, fun stuff.
That might be all Phalion needs in order to fight Biddy and stand a chance.
Could be.
Choosing to flute away, though.
Also gonna buy some bombs. Now with the bombs in tow, heading straight up to the mountain. No, not to the mountain. Heading to
Ice.
Ice Palace.
It makes sense to buy bombs for bomb jumps.
That does make sense. And I generally like to make the fewest amount of trips up to Death Mountain as possible, so I can get behind this routing.
Yeah, I tend to do that as well.
Takes so long to climb up there.
And we are seeing Eastern Palace dip from Truzzl. I don't think Phalion did this.
I don't believe so either.
Big key in the first chest for Truzzl. Alien. Unfortunately, only getting the map.
And Fylion about to drop down into this dual Stalfos night room. Gets the nice easy strat on them with the one bomb. No problems.
Alright, we had a huge amount of frames being dropped, but in the few frames that I did see the piece of art on the right side of Eastern Palace.
Alright, so one item there. Nothing of value.
That one I absolutely missed, though.
Oh no, and Fylion falling after making the bomb jump.
Second item is 100 rupees.
Now Truzzle's going through the dark rooms. Going to get to that last chest here that's accessible in Eastern Palace. And with the big key there, he has to bomb the hole.
That was the last item. That was a piece of heart.
All right. So nothing at Armos but a crystal, nothing else of value in Eastern Palace. So with Fylion getting some magic, is just going to go straight in and fight Cold Stare. Because why not?
Alright. There you go with the Cold Stare fight. And it sounds like Truzzl is also in ice. Wait for the stream to catch up on our end.
And that's one puff down for Fylion. And a nice Master Sword Cold Stare fight. Gets a compass for his efforts.
Yeah, but gets the fight on all the same. Alright.
So now Phylion's going to head right back inside. Going to go look for the items that he left.
Makes sense to me.
Oh, of course.
And
Oh, and we're seeing some ether strats here from Truzzle in the first chest room. Take down the Pen Gators.
yeah, very nice shot there.
And Truzzle makes a nice use of that double bomb strat in the Pen Gator bowling room.
Yeah, folks, apology for the audio's not that great. I'm seeing a lot of you talking about in chat.
So fylion has 2 bombs here to pull off this jump. Should be doable.
Yeah, especially with the spin setup, but does not get it just yet.
Meanwhile, Truzzl is now on this right-hand side.
Gets the ball, very nice.
A small key. Ten bombs. That's the new thing. This in the prize pack, just for when the uncle gives it to you. So it's got to be everywhere else when the uncle doesn't give it to you. That makes sense, right?
Yeah. So now the question is, where is this last, Oh, well, that answers my question, I think.
And Truzzl with another hover across to go check out the iced tea room without having to go the long way. But just 10 arrows. No progression in Ice Palace today. So now Truzzl will be going back around for the cold steer fight, while fylion will likely just save and quit or mirror out one or the other. And the save and quit. And another nice hover. Not having hook shot has to go that way to get to the big chest.
Alright, so it's East Step Mountain time. We can have access to everything.
From Hera on over. The only thing you can't get on the mountain right now is 3 chests in Hookshot Cave and the tablet.
That's right.
And I guess whatever's on Trinex. I guess. Well, it depends on the medallion, really.
Yeah, and we're hoping to see something other than Ether. If it's Ether, then that's going to be potentially a problem for our runners, because they'll have to go on a hunt for it, maybe to find the actual progression to finish the seed.
Yeah, it's also a pendant, so you know we might never even have to set foot inside.
I don't know. I have a history with somehow having a bow appear in Pendant Turtle Rock. At least no basement out of here just yet.
Yeah, and seeing the 5-arrow upgrade will probably help there. Now Truzzl into the cold steer fight. Got some nice damage in early. Nice spin on 2 of them. That is a nice dodge.
Yeah, doing a very nice dance here of Cold Stare. Just making sure not to be anywhere near the puffs. Dodging the ice. And a nice ball jump from fylion. Only getting the compass, though.
Yeah, having seen the +5 arrows and the piece of heart, that could only be the compass, the map or a key. But a very nice cold steer fight with the Master Sword. Gets the crystal. Third crystal on Truzzle's side.
Meanwhile, here comes Trolldorn. Oh, almost got sent in that center pit. That is the bad one. Because that takes you down 2 floors. But gets the green pendant. We'll see if that comes into play later.
We will indeed.
Huh? Oh wait, did we not get the second item out of here?
I thought the first basement was a +5 arrow upgrade.
It was. Oh, he mismarked. He's mismarked.
Oh well. Just a little bit of a time loss here for him.
Yeah. It happens sometimes.
Sometimes you just need your coffee break.
Seems to be more than just a coffee break.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta wait for it to brew, you know. Other coworkers in line. And gets his map. And Truzzle with another save and quit. We'll see where he's headed to next. Looting back to 8.
Alright, Spiral Cave here. Ah, that berry with a speed trap. I hate those things.
Sparrow Cave is so satisfying with boots.
Yeah, but again, the berries act as speed traps.
So Paradox Cave. There's 7 chests in here. Hey, there's the book. That puts the mirror as totally required. As of right now, unless the hook shot somewhere else dumb.
I can't... Unless it's on... No.
Nah, the mirror was definitely required. Hey, there's the hook shot. There you go.
And yep, that proves it.
So you were 100% correct. Mire was the progression.
Which... Truzzl has not gone there yet. This could be something that works in Fylion's favor.
Very well could be.
Because we don't know what Vitreous has on him. Well, we know that's in the hub room, as I like to call it, is the mirror.
Yes, and that's not even lamp locked at this point, so that's not even a sequence break for Fylion. But Truzzle heading back towards Pod. Oh, and it's Quake to get into T-Rock, so you know,
Is
might
this
not
e-
have to go there.
I'm sorry, but is this even randomized vanilla medallion requirements this scene?
Each one's a 1 in 3.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, and with fylion having the hook shot, he can now check all of this place.
And
Makes it a
Baba.
little more efficient.
Not just that, he also has the book, so he can full clear the mountain.
The mountain has everything you need to full clear it right there.
The only thing he doesn't have is the ability to get into Turtle Rock, but I think he's perfectly fine with that.
Now Truzzle heading into Misery Mire. We'll be getting the mirror very quickly.
Oh, and it's set up. Are we gonna see it? There's the bow!
I didn't even see that when he walked by the first time. So there's the bow.
And leaving the bird alone. Boo.
That's go mode for fylion, assuming he can continue on with the dark rooms.
Oh yeah, that is completely right. And for all we know,
Judging by the way he handled the Misery Mire dark rooms already, up until Vitreous got him, he should be pretty well capable of handling dark rooms.
yeah, pretty well off. And who knows, maybe he'll run into the lamp as well. Just for added checks.
Hey, and a blue potion in a bottle from Sahasrara with the green pendant.
Alright, Clever, I'm going to ask you this right now. If you were fylion right now, would you still open chests?
I would open some, yes. The convenient ones. I don't like to do Master Sword Silverless Ganon. It's an exercise in patience, and I would rather have a sword or silver, so I would keep opening convenient chests. I wouldn't open everything, but
Yeah, I'm the same boat. I would be defiant to Master Silverless.
and there's the mirror for Truzzle. Nice dash through the spike room there.
Alright. 2 small keys on Boslok's side.
If one of those had been the big key, I would have gone straight back to Helma. But alas, now we have to keep looking for that big key.
I mean, at this point, I would do a partial full clear.
Just barely missed the bonk back across there.
I kind of want to see fylion check a lot more chests, just to put without a shadow doubt and make sure that they don't miss finding those silvers, or at the very least a tempered sword, so that they can do the NMG strats with Ganon.
That's totally fair. And there's the big key, and it's vanilla spot for fylion.
I would expect to check at least this chest right here first.
Yep, getting that other small key. And Truzzle gonna check the big chest here in Misery Mire before heading to the back. Well, maybe heading to the back. We'll see. Oh, just barely gets onto the falling bridge. That was a close one.
Yeah, that falling bridge, the timing to get on there is really tight. I think the The devs expected you to just hookshot across. That's why there's the block there.
And just the Mire out from Truzzl. Not gonna go through the dark to fight Vidi. With 3 hearts and half magic, like half a magic bar, like I don't blame him at all.
And a similar situation to what Fylion was had earlier. Not very well equipped to deal with Vidi either.
And now Fylion is into the dark.
Alright.
And with the fire rod, can get to see a little bit in this turtle room. Will help out.
Very nicely done.
Definitely makes that room a little easier when you can see what you're doing. So now just one little small dark hallway between Fylion and Helmasaur game.
And here we go, the Helmasaur King fight.
Oh, and Fylion just a little early with the breaking of the mask, otherwise he could have despawned those fireballs. But with 14 hearts and red mail, not too much of an issue.
Yeah. 14 hearts is also the NMG help, so feeling pretty safe there. Hi there, Ice Rod. Just showing up and saying that you exist, I guess.
Yep, just showing us that, hey, I'm a thing that is in the game. So that when you see the Quake Medallion on the torch in Ganon's tower, you can go back and clear Turtle Rock or whatever you want to do. Fylion not interested in that right now, just gonna go take down Eastern Palace. While Truzzl heading into the Land Molus fight.
Now, we have no idea where the silver arrows are at this point. They could be on pedestal.
Yeah, they could be anywhere. Well, that hasn't been checked, of course.
Yeah. And, by my understanding of the logic, the silvers are required.
Yes, the logic will require you to find the silvers. Well, will require them to be gettable so that you can beat the game. What kind of effort you have to go to get them, that's a different story.
Yes, and the reason for that is, simply put, we are using no glitches logic, and silverless fight is technically a glitch. You're not supposed to be able to hit Ganon with the sword just before he teleports, but we can, so...
And with the big key, Fylion not going to check anything else, just gonna go... Nice little arrow strat on the Igor.
Yeah, Harrow would work too. Checkerboard Cave.
Just 10 more arrows.
Yeah, a lot of ammo, not a boat to fire with, unfortunately, but we know where that is.
And it looks like Truzzl will be finding out very shortly also.
So we already know that where all the items are in Eastern Palace. We've heard them from Truzzl.
And now Fylion into the Armos fight.
I am now trying to think of where the heck our lamp was. Put everything in logic.
At this point,
It has to be Swamp for Turtle Rock.
yeah, Swamp Palace somewhere maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Mimic Cave.
No, because we haven't found Quake either.
And Truzzl sees the bow.
Alright, so back to Viddy.
Fylion coming back for round 2.
And Trist's about to get that gold mine of items here in the Paradox Cave.
Yes, we'll be very happy to see all of the items coming together at once. Or scared to see everything happen and like, wait a minute. One or the other. Usually I'm either really happy to find all the good things together or I'm just extremely panicked. Another beautiful hover. Alright, finally heading back into the dark. While Truzzle's trying to head into the dark world, just the Dead Rocks aren't wanting to cooperate.
Yeah, so there we go. Truzzle now knows that it is Quake.
And again, not having hit the crystal switch, Fylion will be able to just walk right through without having to do any special effort in the dark.
Yep. Oh, I heard 2 heart flips there. I guess that was Sync Heart in the Hookshot Cave, the first one.
And with 2 bottles, one with a blue potion and one with a fairy, Fylion can be a little more aggressive this time around.
Yep. Not to mention there's plenty of armor.
And there is the bow pickup on the left-hand side.
I'm expecting arrows here. Oh, taking the lightning bolt to the face.
Eats the lightning. We'll use the fairy here. And the save and quit from Truzzle, who's also in go mode to dark room pending.
Alright, but hey, that's our last crystals. Don't we have a game we're supposed to be playing? Hey, there's Quake!
And there is the Quake medallion indeed.
Alright, so why don't you get it started in the chat while I explain it, shall we?
Sounds good.
So chat, we have all 7 crystals. It is time for us to go to Ganon's Tower and find the big key, but it's in one of 22 locations. Would you be so kind as to give us a number and tell us what you think it is? And if you have donated 250 bits or have subscribed to any of the Speaking channels, you are eligible to join us on the leaderboards here, in which we will actually keep track of how many times you've guessed right.
So, Wolflink, where do you think it's going to be today?
Let's be a little bit troll, just a little bit. Let's put it on. Let's put it on Bob's torch.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
It's not gonna be that trolly, but if they decide to go full right first,
I always guess Bob's chest because habits.
so basically, we're betting on Bob. One way or the other, one of us is gonna win. Or we might go flat broke.
Yeah, one way or the other, chat's gonna win. That's how it usually works.
Alright, get your guesses in quick, folks. We're gonna close it as soon as we see Fylion go downstairs, which, no matter which staircase he chooses. That sound good to you? New Clifford?
Yeah, I'll stop it when I see him go into GT on the main street.
Alright. First chest. It's a bottle. It's just the magic powder. So already.
Well, now that bat check is back in logic.
Yes, finally. Hey!
Well,
I got it right for once.
We're correct. Number 3.
Number 3, Bob's torch is the big key today. Who is the lucky person in the Twitch chat to get it? And it was for Derek. So congratulations to you, sir, for being the first ever supporter to guess correctly.
And now Fylion heading into the Mimic rooms.
Someone is asking, what put aliens so much ahead? Just going into Mire. Mire had the mirror, and Truzzl didn't check it until maybe 30 minutes ago at most. Whereas,
Yeah, indeed. Fylion got to Mire much earlier than Truzzl did. Well, Truzzl went to the Mire area without a sword, which was the big thing, and couldn't open Mire. Whereas Fylion went to Death Mountain and got the sword out of Spectacle Rock before going to the Mire area.
yes. It could have gone either way, though, at that point, because Truzzl had the boots in order to cross the gap, which we now know were required because of it. And Fylion did not. The reason for this is because Hookshot and Book, the two ways you could have gotten to East Side Death Mountain, were locked behind Mire. And Mire was in Mire's big central hub room. And the chest you can spawn after hitting the crystal switch. After that, just a simple check of East Death Mountain, and both our runners are now in go mode.
Fylion into the second Wizrobe room.
Getting
Getting trolled a little bit.
Yeah, that... If you don't execute that room perfectly, or at least from what I've seen, it can be kind of a time loss to try to hit that last stealth Wizrobe.
And Truzzl into the turtle room on the left-hand side in the dark.
Yeah, interesting to note, we don't have the lamp, and because we now found Quake behind Vitreous, the lamp had to be in Swamp.
Swamp or T-Rock, one or the other.
No!
Oh, no, you're right. It had to be Swamp because logic.
Because the logic requires lamp to get to Vitreous, and Vitreous had Quake. And because Turtle Rock requires Quake, Turtle Rock can't have the lamp. Because then it just ends up... Because that is a logic loop.
Yeah, logic will never require dark rooms, so the lamp can't be a T-Rocket. That makes sense.
And for that same reason, the lamp is actually technically required every seed, because there are 4 dungeons with dark rooms. No matter how the pendants fall, you have to have the lamp. And by the logic. And I'm not even including Aga Tower in that. It's Eastern, Dark Palace, Mire, and Turtle Rock.
And a nice Moldorm 2 fight. Gonna find some bombs. It's like Phylion's getting set up for Master Sword Silverless Ganon.
Yeah, Moldorm's last possession won't be too helpful, unfortunately. We can have a nice little pyrotechnic show after the fact. There's Truzzl with the ice rod.
One of the other parts of the T-Rock equation. Oh, and that might have been a triple, or it might have been a double. I can't tell if they hit at the same time or not.
I couldn't tell either. Now, something that could be happening is that we have our... It was. No, I think it was a triple double. Anyway, with Aga 2 down for fylion, it is now time to fight the pig.
Thank you, Hefe, for pointing that out. No lamp means it's going to be even worse of a Master Sword Silverless fight with just the fire rod.
Well, I beg to differ, because unlike the NMG run, we do have the half magic, so it'll be... We have
and
a little bit of...
We do have a blue potion too, so both of those things will help.
This is actually good positioning again, and can get us some nice hits here. It'll be 12 spins, I think, per phase.
Until the phase 4, in which it's 24.
Yeah, then that's the main reason why you want silver arrows for a Master Sword Ganon fight. Because these spins, you can see just how much recoil they have. And without the cape, this, you can't actually do spins with the Cane of Burna, so... That's an ideal. Oh, that's not good. That is like the best position to just sneak in that upper right corner and just lay into Ganon.
Yeah, unfortunate that he gets stuck on the wrong side of it. But, you know, staying patient. That's all this fight is an exercise in extreme patience.
Now, with 3.5 hearts, has to be careful. I think a hug is lethal to him. I'm not sure, though. Alright.
Truzzl making quick work of the Armos on the other side.
The staff is gone. Oh, gets a fire bat. That thing can cause no end of issues if it lines up poorly. And that's another reason why Master Sword is so difficult. It's because if one of those gets off, you can easily get recoil back into the path of the fire bat. Alright, so they were in the tower.
Get the torch glitch. That's super important.
Yeah, now we'll only need to use half as much magic. But yeah, the best way to time, I think, the serverless hits is look again. You can see sometimes just very briefly he raises his arms before he teleports. That is the tell to when to release your spin. After that, it's just a simple matter of positioning yourself around his attack and counterattacking him.
And fylion making nice work of this fight so far.
Oh, no!
Then I say something. I open my mouth. And then he takes the fall.
And that is something that is also a high risk when you're doing Master Sword serverless. Thankfully, there is a fairy here, so there is a way to quickly touch up. But with next to no magic, this could be a problem.
He still has a blue potion.
And if Alien needs to, he can mirror flute to 2, get some more potions, and then come back. Can you do without a magic refill? You know what? I think he can, but he has to be extremely careful. He should have a magic refill to begin with. So just needs to be careful. And now that he has fallen, the pattern will be completely different.
Yeah, we'll continue from where it left off. Finally using the blue potion now.
Yeah, that's smart. Just getting a little extra health.
Truzzl is into the Vitreous fight.
So is there any hope for Truzzl to come back?
Going with Kane strats. Kane dash strats.
To answer that, yes, there is a way for Truzzl to come back, and that is if fylion has just a hard time knocking down this silverless Ganon fight. This is literally, words. This is literally the hardest way you can fight Ganon, and has the highest room for error as a result.
And that's Vidi down. That's all 7 crystals for Truzzl.
So now I'm curious where the silver arrows were in the tower. They had to be somewhere in the basement. Because if he passed them by on his way up the ascent in the Helmasaur room...
No, he checked everything up that part of the tower.
So it's somewhere in the basement.
Alright, back to phase 4.
So yeah, a tip I would give to anyone who's learning the silverless fight: if you get tagged by a bat, do not put an input into your controller, a movement input, because you actually don't have any. The bat does not have any knockback by default if your movement is neutral.
Yeah, he'll just stand right in place.
And that could help you prevent yourself from falling off into the pit.
Phylion's still doing good. I've personally lost count.
Yeah, so have I. It's gonna be real close. It's gonna be real close. Only a couple more hits. Come on! Oh, one more. I can feel it's like one more. There it is!
And there it is. Take 2, got it.
As Truzzl enters the tower, give your GGs to fylion, who will move on to 4-1 of this tournament. And there we go. fylion finishes with an official SR TV time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, 41 seconds. And that sums it up pretty well, don't you think?
Yes, indeed it does.
Alright, let's see if we can get Fylion in here for an interview.
Hey, GG.
Yes, GG. Master Sword Silverless. Not an easy fight. You fell once, but you came out on top. You gotta be feeling really good about this match.
For some reason, I can't hear Wolflink.
Really?
Can you hear me?
We'll be back.
Alright, well, while we try to get him back in here, Truzzl is now up climbing the tower, also having got the big key. Also in Master Sword Silverless mode.
So, yeah, the silvers had to be in the basement, so...
Welcome
Alright.
back.
Can you hear me now?
There we are.
GG.
Alright, so you did so like I said, you did take a fall to Ganon, but ultimately you're back out on top. You're 4-1. You gotta be feeling really good about this, Hat.
I'm just glad that race is over. That was not fun.
Oh, it was lots of fun. Come on.
I mean, on the other hand, it was super fun, and it was really good. It was just falling to Master Sword Silverless is one of the most terrifying things I've done in this game.
I
Yeah.
can imagine. With only the fire rod as your one fire source.
That's why I
Yeah.
had half magic and like blue potion if I had to. I wasn't pleased that I had to use it in phase 2 there, but
Yeah.
Better than taking the death.
So the silver arrows were apparently somewhere in Ganon's tower. Do you have... If you had known, would you have checked for them?
yeah, if I had known they would be in the basement, I would have full cleared the basement. If you had told me they were somewhere in the basement, and they ended up being in tile room, I still would have considered that worth it.
Yeah, we still don't know if there's any other extra swords out there.
I was kind of assuming they were in the basement, or like down in Turtle Rock somewhere, because why not?
Well, we kind of figured out where the lamp is at the very least. That was in Swamp Palace.
Pretty much has to be in swamp.
Because Vitreous had your means to enter Turtle Rock, which was like the only other overworld location you guys didn't check. Or dungeon you didn't check. As far as overworld goes, I don't think anyone checked Bombos.
No,
Might
this
have
was a
happened.
weird one. I didn't realize I had the mirror, really. Like, I kind of knew that I had it, and I kind of stepped to the desert entrance by mistake because I planned to flute away from Mire. And I said, hang on, I guess I'm gonna do desert if I'm here. But, like, mirror was not processing right in my mind at all. That's why I did ice before Death Mountain. And so I never even, like, had a chance to do Graveyard Ledge, K45, the tablets. That just kind of didn't cross my mind because by the time I realized I had mirror effectively, I was in go mode.
Well, that's our
That's
pedestal
fair.
history right there. It's got some cow scabs, folks. But yeah, that mirror was actually very important to the seed as a whole. Because you needed boots to get to it. And that was the only way you could have gotten to the mirror, which led to your hook shot, as well as the book, as well as the bow.
Yeah, that was something.
It definitely was something.
So I felt like an idiot having delayed the pod for so long, and then being like, I am gonna check the mushroom that I got from pod that I'm going into way too late. And then it turned out that it was boots into flippers, and I just kind of... That's where everything got really thrown for me, because like you saw me walk into Misery Mire, I thought I wasn't gonna get in there forever. And then suddenly I can do it? Okay. Sure.
Your opponent actually went to pod before going up Death Mountain, so had everything the boots needed to get in except for the sword to actually open up the place.
Ah.
And then didn't make it back to Mire for a while.
So, I see he only found 2 swords. And the way you say that, he obviously found the one in Spectacle Rock, which means not only do we only see 2 swords here, one sword was locked behind the other.
Yes.
I need to write Vitorp a letter.
Yeah,
He'll just write you back. It'll say perception bias.
Oh, absolutely, it will.
But yeah, like I said, you are going to 4-1. It's gonna be 1 win away from getting there, and there's a lot of good people up there in that current standings. You nervous about anyone in particular?
Pick any name on the 4-1 list, and I am nervous about facing them. That's not to say I can't beat some of them, but I'm definitely nervous about facing every single person I've seen on 4-1.
Like I said at the beginning, the winner of this would get to be mortified at the 4-1 pool, and the loser would get to be terrified at the 3-2 pool.
I mean, let's be real, the 3-2 pool is no slouch either right now.
Not at all. A nice
But, yeah.
double from Truzzl there in the Aga 2 fight.
You know what? After all the weirdness of that seed, I'm just happy we got a nice easy egg too. That was a good relief.
Definitely.
So
But-
something. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say that one of the things I know about Truzzl, I don't know a lot, but one of the things is I know he can hover. And I don't know if he showed that off today.
Oh, he did.
But-
How do you think he got the first sword?
Probably if he had boots, not the way I did. But it's certainly an experience running around the game with boots, seeing pendant swamp palace, and knowing that your opponent can hover. Like, I was absolutely terrified I would clear all of GT and then, like, not find the hook shot and I'd be back out in the world while he just finished the game.
Yeah, hovering gives you just such a big advantage if you know how to do it.
Like, it only comes up in very rare seeds, and fortunately this wasn't one of them, but it very well could have.
Yeah. So, something interesting I want to point out here is that you and Truz found a boomerang, but you both found different boomerangs.
No, I found both.
Oh, you did?
Yep. I couldn't tell you where they were, but I remember they were both in dumb spots, I thought. Like, oh great, I did this and I got a boomerang. Oh great, I did this other stupid thing as well and got a boomerang for it.
That's what you get for using fake powder. Those glitches, paying out in boomerangs.
Maybe that's what it was.
Right, that's what the boomerang... That's right, there was the blue boomerang for fake powder. Completely forgot about that, and you did do that. I'm going off the trackers right now, so...
I mean, there was a lot of silly stuff found in that race.
Yeah.
I'm just happy I found powder at the end. Not that I was in dire straits when I got to the top of the tower. I just go through Gauntlet about 20% faster when I know I have that safety at the end.
Yeah, your opponent's down to phase 3.
Well, I will catch my breath while you guys call that.
All right. Be again. So now
Alright.
Truzzl has 3 hits done in phase 3, almost into the patience endurance test of the run.
Realizing now that the silver we're in Ganon's tower. Gets the torch glitch. And it's now time to get spins.
Couple of easy ones off the bat.
That one unfortunately didn't count.
think that's 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a while here, folks.
Getting good timings in on these spins, dodging the fire bats.
All right. About halfway down with their magic. Being fairly cautious here. So is anything possible for Ken to light his own torch? No, unfortunately not.
Oh, a little scary there with that spin. I'm gonna go ahead and use the blue potion now.
All right.
Just a few more spins here. Getting really close now.
Yeah, any second now, I feel. Maybe one more? Nope. There we go.
And down goes Ganon on Truzzle's side.
GG to Truzzl, folks. For completing this seed. Double Master Silverless Ganon fights here. And finishing with an official SRTV time of 1:56:52. GG's, let's get him in here for an interview, shall we?
Yeah, let's. Hello, hello.
Yes. How's it going, Truzzl? You did a pretty good job of the seed here. Walk us through it.
I don't even know what to say. It was just a really tough seed.
It really
Yeah.
was.
Like, I think I just sort of got thrown off with how bad the beginning was. And then by the time I sort of got my bearings, it was sort of already too late, I think. Or at least that's how it felt.
Yeah.
No, that's how I felt too.
Yeah, one of the things that kind of tripped you up there was the mirror being in Mire, and it ended
Yeah.
up being required.
Yep.
That Thieves Town was rough also.
Yeah, Thieves Town was rough. Dying twice to blind is not an easy thing, and then dying later to Moth. That I was wondering if you were starting to be a little bit tilted there.
Oh, absolutely.
You actually both died coming back from the attic. You both took death in Thieves Town. From grasshoppers.
Yeah, I went into that room and I kind of said, I might not make it out of this. First, I'm going to bomb the floor. Then I'm going to get the chest. And then maybe we'll see about trying to leave the room alive.
So, both of you did Master Sword Silverless. Neither one of you found Temper. Neither one of you found the Silver Arrows, which were apparently in the basement. Neither one of you found the lamp, which we pieced together as somewhere in Swamp, because it
That
cannot
makes
be in.
sense.
Well, it can't be in Turtle Rock because Vitreous was guarding the entry with the Quake Finalion.
Yeah.
So yes, Truzzl, you will be going down in 3 and 2.
Yep.
Quite a bit of competition there, but you're still not out of it yet. Are you confident you can rally back and get into the 5 and 2 by the end of the Swiss?
I'm hoping.
Always
I
good to hear.
believe.
And I asked this to Fylion, and I'm going to ask it to you as well. Anyone in particular you are worried in that is currently 3 and 2?
Well, I'm going to answer for him. If I were on 3 and 2 at this moment, I would be terrified of facing Truzzl. That guy just did a Master Sword Sylvanus Ganon fight.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. Looks like we lost him for a little bit here.
Well, I'll take this moment here to thank once again Magic Jade 47, our tracker, doing a great job keeping everybody up to date on stuff. If you want to see more Randomizer, there is Randomizer going on every day from now until the end of time, it seems like, on all 6 of the Speed Gaming channels, and a link to the past Randomizer 1 through 4. So be sure to go check out all those channels and give them follows if you want to get your fill of a link to the past Randomizer, as well as plenty of other games that are always being shown on the Speed Gaming networks.
Yes, and Truzzl, fylion, I'm just going to ask this. Any final thoughts on the seed? If Truzzl's still there?
I'm glad it's over.
That's the same thing fylion said when he first
Yeah, Truzzl, now that you're back, I did ask you if you were worried about any one particular opponent going 3 and 2. We didn't quite hear your answer.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to take a look at who all's there. I know there's a bunch of good players there, but nothing in particular is jumping to mind at the moment.
All right. Well, that about does it for here. Once again, and follow the Speed Gaming Network as well as the Link to Best Randomizer Network. Keep track of all of the races going on, not just Randomizer. There's a bunch going on. I believe there's Triple Bingo for Super Mario Odyssey. I've seen tournaments for Wings of V.
The Hat in Time tournament will be running on this channel in an hour and a half, right about.
That'll be good as one as well.
That's been a lot of fun to watch so far.
And yeah, while you're following all the channels, make sure to also give our tracker once again. And I slipped and forgot their name. Magic J47. And that's right. Follow here for doing an excellent job on the trackers. Make sure to also give Clifford here a follow. My co-com doing an excellent job keeping me in check here.
Yeah, hey, thanks for doing this with me, Wolflink. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I guess you can give me a follow too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't really mind. But yes, that's going to do it all for us here. So from all of us here at the Link to the Past Randomizer Spring Standard Tournament, we just see you all next time. And thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.